Here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to another enigmatic episode
What?
of the Av Files. As always, I am your host, Av, and I'm joined once again by none other than Daniel Arias of the Rex Nation.
What? Hello, everybody. Good to be back. Always good to be back. Thank
Always.
you. Thank you for having me, man. It's good. We are currently where I'm at. We're waiting to get a blizzard dumped on us.
Snow
So
Watch 2025.
yeah, it's very similar to Panda Watch, but less
yeah,
intense. Less
yeah. Well,
intense.
you know what though? I'm not even going to. I don't even like. They always say like, "Oh, we're gonna get this big snowstorm. It's gonna be like 2 feet." I'll believe it when I see it. When I
Listen,
see
eh,
all this stuff coming down and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, now we're
the
stuck.
the
I believe
worst
it.
the worst blizzard, and I think the worst blizzard of my life in my lifetime while I drew breath on this earth was not the blizzard of 96. It was the blizzard where you and I were gaming. Like
That wasn't the
where
worst. That was probably the best.
no, but it was the best. It was the best for amazing reasons. But it was like we had a blizzard on top of another blizzard. Like
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
was
they
that
like
was
dumped a bunch of snow
terrible.
and then it was like, well, we're going for round two, and then
Yeah. It was like they were like what, like 3 feet and then like another 4 feet, and it was just tons of snow. We haven't had that kind of snow since. And but you know what though? Give me snow any day over freezing rain. Because I don't care who you are, I don't care what you say, I don't care what you drive. No one can drive when it's icy.
no, nobody can.
No, I don't care what you say. Oh, I've been driving in ice or snow my whole life. Like it doesn't matter because you know what? And this is the thing that I get so mad about. It's like I'm a good driver in the snow. It doesn't matter if you're a good driver. The person next to you is a bad driver. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is
You could
someone
be there
else.
by yourself and you make a wrong turn and you hit that ice the right way.
You're
Ah, you're
gone.
finished.
Yeah, yeah,
You are done.
yeah. You just start looking for a place to bail. It's like,
Yeah,
do I get out and slide, and does the car
just
slide
roll with
over
it.
me? I don't
Just go
know.
with it. Yeah.
Like
No, yeah,
so.
but when we had that big snow, man, yeah, it was like being I was like what is it? Luke Skywalker on Empire Strikes Back,
Fuck yeah, looking for
stuck in the
something to cut
snow,
open.
sitting,
It's like, oh man, just
sitting the tauntauns until I get rescued from Han.
golly,
Yeah,
god damn. But yeah, man, that's what we're doing. It's freezing outside right now. I
it is.
loaded up on firewood, so
There you
I'm
go.
I'm good to go. I'm good to
Yeah,
go. What
yeah.
about you,
I,
man?
I
You
got
you
the I got
been
the deer feeders outside waiting for them, waiting for potential food to show up in case we can't make it out.
or just eat
So
the deer food,
just eat deer. Yeah.
just eat or deer food in
Or
case.
just eat the deer food. I mean, it's
Yeah,
all right. Corn.
whatever.
You know.
It's edible.
I'll make it into a stew.
But
Something, who knows? I don't know. You gotta
yeah,
live.
no,
Gotta live somehow.
but no, man. It's been good. I just that's pretty much what the updates are. Snow days are great as when you're a kid, right? Snow days are amazing, but when you're a parent, you're like, oh my god, this is different levels.
Snow days.
It's wild. It's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do.
But
So
no, yeah. You know what though? I don't mind snow days
yeah,
as long as I don't have to go traveling in the snow. I don't mind snow days.
yeah,
I'm
facts,
good. I'm
facts,
good.
facts. I don't mind the first snow. Like I like the snow. I like the way it looks. I hate having to drive in it. Like if I have to be out in it's terrible. I hate it. It's the worst,
Man,
man.
my other job. I remember one time. I remember it started to snow, and I was really worried that I'd have to go. That they were going to send me out, and they said we need you to go to we need you to go to Virginia. And I was like, it's snowing outside. And they're like, it's not coming out too bad. The roads seem okay. You can make it down there. I was like, fine. I get down. I'm just getting onto 270, probably about halfway down, almost getting to like the big split
Mhm.
down there. Uh, Almost get to the split. I get a call. The office says, yeah, turn around. Somebody else was ahead of you by about 10, 15 minutes. They can't
Oh,
they can't even make it. They're trying to get back
oh
this way.
my
They turn
god.
around. So I like had it like get off, and luckily
There's
I didn't get onto the. I was able to get off right before that, and I was like, all right, cool.
man,
I
that's
just
the
turned
worst.
around. Yeah.
That's the worst.
I was
I
like, come on. It's like it's snowing. I'm in a work van. This is not gonna end well.
yeah,
I'm gonna get stuck somewhere.
work vans are not all-terrain vehicles at all. They are
There
if you have to get stuck, if you really have to get stuck, choose a work van. Like,
yeah,
yeah, that's how good at getting stuck they are. They are not
yeah.
built
Now they're almost
to
like death
get out
trap.
there. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, no, it's always good to be back. It's always good to just do this with you. What are we talking about today, man?
Well, what we're gonna talk about first is make sure that you subscribe
Oh,
and hit the like button. Always thumbs up. Leave a comment, please. Let us know what you think. If you're enjoying
yes.
these, if not, I don't care. Just tell me
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, but pass the word along. The more the better. Every little bit helps the channel grow, helps us get more content out to you guys too. So, and I actually, I enjoy this stuff. So,
Oh yeah. Well,
you
I mean,
know,
if you didn't, it'd be awkward. If you're like,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
absolutely hated it, this would be this would be
This is
terrible.
so stupid.
No, no, no. It's a good way to like decompress after a day.
Just think about other stuff.
Yeah, you know what
And
though?
again, it's
It's
just it's just putting it out there. Something that maybe people have never heard of before, and they just
yeah. For
oh
me,
wow, that sounds pretty interesting, or like, oh no, I've never heard of that before, and it sounds really dumb. Like maybe
no,
it does, but whatever.
for me, it gives me a break of thinking about the stuff that's like but I don't want to say things that matter because a lot of the stuff that we talk about is I'm not trying to downplay the stuff we talk about, but like, paying bills and
We talk
groceries and
about stuff
stuff,
that doesn't matter. Hey,
you
yeah, what do
know?
we what we got today?
Conspiracy. Yeah, what do we have today? Sinkholes and volcano insurance. Like, no. Oh no. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice. What we're talking about? Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's right. That we are running that yearly special till
Special
2026. The subscribe button, if you hit it today, it is free. It is free.
today only. Quick, hit it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
But today, in this mysterious episode of the F Files, we will be talking about a man who just might have come up with one of the best inventions ever made, something that could or just might have revolutionized the car industry or maybe even the world. But of course, with such an extraordinary invention comes all the bad with it.
Oh my god. I could only imagine,
You
dude.
can only imagine. Yeah, a few stories are as enigmatic and controversial as that of Stan Meyer, the Ohio inventor who claimed to have developed a water-powered car. Meyer's invention, if legitimate, would have revolutionized transportation and energy industries, making fossil fuels obsolete. But his untimely death under mysterious circumstances, always under mysterious circumstances on this channel, it's never just because,
No.
back in 1998 has led to decades of speculation, conspiracy theories, and unanswered questions. Was he silenced because his invention posed a threat to powerful interests?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Could governments or corporations have been involved? I don't know. You're going to have to stay tuned and
Yeah.
find out. Or was it simply a tragic coincidence?
No.
Maybe
No.
it was just his time.
When
No?
when when coincidences border conveniences, right? They're not coincidences. I I just, bro, like, if you're like, "Hey guys, I invented an engine that can run on water." Like, you shut up. You shut up. That is the
Don't
quickest
ever
way.
say that.
That's like someone in the Middle East discovering oil. Like, you shut up with that. You don't do that. Shut up. You keep that to
Not
yourself.
not around here.
No, don't
So
you say that.
let's try to unravel the story of Stan Meyer, his invention, and the theories surrounding his death.
Interesting. So this man made uh, an engine that ran just on water, like like tap water. Just, that thing that the planet's made out of. Not tap
Yeah,
water, but like
no,
water.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Get out of here. Okay,
Fucking
I can't
water.
wait. I'm in.
There's many types of water, but I mean it's all water, so water.
Like H and then
Water.
2-0. Like,
Yeah.
man, like Bobby Boucher special, the Bobby Boucher mobile.
It didn't even have to be that clean.
What?
Yeah. So Stan Meyer was an inventor who gained fame in the 1980s for his claim of developing a car powered by water. Stan Meyer's invention centered around a technology called the water fuel cell. Now, this device, uh, basically, it split water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen using a process far more efficient than conventional electrolysis. The hydrogen gas produced would then be used to fuel an internal combustion engine, and according to Myers, just 1 gallon of water could power a car for 100 miles.
Get out of here.
That's his
Oh,
claim. Now, look, that's
man.
his claim, right? I know. But see, that's the thing. If this person made a car that was able to do that, that's exactly what everybody would say. You're full. There's no way. You're full of shit. Bullshit. I mean, I would say
But,
that's
like,
not true. Like, there's no. How is that possible?
you
Right?
he's using hydrogen? Hydrogen,
He's
right?
he's using the water, the hydro what is it? The water from the hydrogen to power his car. He came up with this cell.
Wow.
Right. So now, oh man. So there is a video of all this too.
What?
Yeah. Watch this. So Myers claims drew widespread attention. He demonstrated his invention to various audiences, including investors, media, and even government officials. Footage from the time shows Meyer driving his modified dune buggy, which he did drive around. That was, I guess you want to say, like his prototype
Mhm.
was his dune buggy that he had. It was red. It was, a little. It looked very much like an '80s, early '90s dune buggy. But he
Mhm.
would drive around. He said it was powered by water, and he even showed people like, hey, this is where you put the water in. This is the flux capacitor. This is this that,
Yeah.
and it would go right. And he would just get in and he would drive, and it's all that honestly is on video. It's on video. You can see it.
God.
Um, which he claimed ran entirely on water. Witnesses reported seeing the car running on nothing but water, and Meyer even received patents for his technology. He claimed, now get this, this is pretty amazing. He claimed that just 22 gallons of water could take his car from Los Angeles to New York City. And if true, this invention would have disrupted the global energy industry.
Oh, yeah. No, bro. You are like, the enemies you don't wanna make in life, he made you're on par to make all of them. Like, whatever towers with the hairless cats and the pointed chairs, that square long table at that tall building, he got them all.
That
He
that's
got them all.
That's like what's his name, Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, yeah, he got all of them though. Like, not just like, Inspector Gadget has Claw, but assemble the Avengers of villains. Okay, he got all of them. Like,
He did. I mean, come on, you have to imagine that you made something. I mean, that would really put gas cars out of business
yeah,
almost overnight. Of
making
course,
he made he basically was like, I'm going to unify the automotive and the big energy industries, unify them to deleting me because it's easier. Like, he became the enemy of my enemy. Like, is my friend. Like, he is the guy that unified other enemies. It's like, hey, listen, I hate your guts, but we can agree that this water guy, fucking bad news for
bad
business.
news. Yeah, you don't want to do it. Yeah, no, he definitely made um over time. He definitely made a lot of enemies. He made a
Oh my
lot of
god.
people not anything to do with him.
I'm surprised that he was able to sneak patents through. Usually, see, for me, I'm a big, hey, look, you got your overwatchers in every aspect of the government, right? That are like, I'm interested they didn't get him at the patent office. Like, hey, what is this? Oh shit,
Well, they
code
probably
red.
were like, they're probably like, I don't know how the patent office works, but I'm sure at some point they were probably like, this is bullshit. It's never gonna work. Well, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
let's just give it to them.
Got it. They're not like
You
hit the
could,
button. Like we got
yeah,
one. Hit
yeah.
send the
Look,
squad.
he asserted that his technology could end dependency on oil, reduce pollution, and provide a limitless, sustainable energy source. However, skeptics, including some scientists, or probably a lot of scientists, argued that Meyer's claims violated fundamental laws of physics, particularly the law of conservation of energy. Meyer's technology never underwent rigorous peer review, and his refusal to share detailed schematics only fueled controversy. So he was very hush hush about what he had. Anything that he had in his lab, that I think he worked out of his garage a lot, out of his home. He had a twin brother, so his twin brother helped him out. I think he had like very few people like in his corner that he trusted with this. Because I mean, again, this is something that's changing everything.
He had to have known. He had to have known who he was going up against. Like he had to have known. You can't be. Well, you know what? Never mind. Some of the brilliant minds out there are stupid.
Right. Well, yeah, because they always say, like, what is it? You might be street smart, but you're not really book smart. If you're book smart, you're not really that street smart. So, you know, Um, but he maintained that ordinary tap water, rainwater, and including salt water could be used to
No.
fuel his car. Yeah. So
Oh,
I even dude, I was like watching videos of him. He even said like that. He even said that. He's like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to get this water and purify it and do all this process for it or anything like that. He's like, you can go outside. It's pouring down rain. Get a cup of water. Get a gallon of water. Whatever. Dump it in there. It's good to go. He's like, you
salt
don't have your
water.
stuff somewhere. Go into the ocean. Grab a gallon of salt water. Just dump it in there. You're good to go.
That would
It'll
change boats. That would rock the whole planet and how it would rewrite our code
everything,
completely.
everything. If Meyer's water powered car was real, it posed a direct threat to multi trillion dollar industries, notably oil, natural gas, automated manufacturing. Such a disruptive technology would not only undermine corporate profits, but also challenge geopolitical power structure built on fossil fuels.
Bro, yeah. Yeah, no, that's not like we're going to take the Ford company down. That's like, hey, goodbye China, goodbye USA, goodbye. Like you're talking about
Saudi
rocking
Arabia,
like yeah, you're talking about rocking
Saudi,
the fundamentals. Like you're talking about shifting so many things around that need to be in place.
yeah.
Like like I oh man, it's so crazy. That's
And dude, it's like mind blowing because you're like, there's no way that that's possible. But at the same time, it's like, is it possible? Because every once in a while, there's an invention that comes along that, like, you're like, it really changes a lot of things. Like, look at the way we have like our phones now. We never thought
yeah.
we'd have a phone, literally a computer in your
Yeah,
hand, in your back pocket,
yeah. Fuck
24/7.
you, all you teachers. You'll never have a calculator in your pocket at all
Right? Yeah.
times.
There's always that one. You want to have a calculator whenever you go do something. Like we have a dude.
Yeah,
We have watches that we can talk to, like they did, like
yeah,
30 years ago in movies.
yep, yep. Oh, I don't even have to wear a watch. I can be like, Alexa, what time is it? And guess
Yeah,
what? Some magical voice from the
yeah.
ether
I mean, come on,
responds.
you're sending you can talk to somebody on your watch,
Yeah,
like in a spy movie.
yeah.
You can send text messages and shit. People can find out where you are just by because you're on Snapchat and you see, oh, this person's
Bro,
at the mall right now or
bro,
whatever.
that's. But you know what though? He could have changed everything. Like he could have been the fucking Thanos to our reality. Like that's how damaging that invention could have been.
I believe it. I believe it.
I kind of want to know how powerful that engine was. I mean, I guess you could say it really
Uh,
doesn't.
Look, I
No,
want to
like
see how powerful.
it doesn't matter because if everything is that, however powerful it is, it doesn't compete with a combustion engine. But
Well,
then
look,
you're like, if
okay,
it's free, it's fucking free.
but look, check this out. So there was reports that suggest Maya was approached by governments, including the U.S. military, which expressed interest in using his technology for defense applications. Corporations in the energy sector were allegedly concerned about the potential threat to their business models. Look, he even said that the government wanted to get a hold of his tech, whatever it is that I guess you call it technology. He wanted to get a hold of his technology. His plan, which he obviously never got a chance to do, was to actually put this onto a jet, fly it around the. He wanted to fly it around the world. Then he wanted to fly it north to south. And he said all on water. He said it was possible to do it. He said at that time it was possible to do. He had it in the works before he passed away.
Man,
He had it in the works. He had a pilot that it was ready to um,
test.
test it out.
Wow.
Yes. So because my thought too is like, okay, it's water powered. How is it how is it going to do like military wise, as
Yeah,
opposed to if we're fighting somebody that's using fossil fuels, if they're using like uh gas, or they're
yeah,
using whatever, um how is that going to differ against us when we're using water?
yeah. Like, I don't want the difference between militaries being Mach speeds and pedal power.
Right.
Like, there's a difference. There's
But
a
if he was
difference.
able to make it so that it would combust, that like gas does, or like fuel does, um then it was like, well, maybe we could, maybe because it was water, maybe it runs smoother. I don't know.
But you would think then over time that would I see, that's the thing. I don't know enough. I don't know enough. See,
Nobody
wouldn't you
does.
wouldn't you think that would be corrosive as shit to any metal?
Well, there's metals that are resistant to like water. Don't they have like stuff like that?
I have
I mean, maybe too, because I mean, water eats away at rust at certain things.
yeah.
Um, a lot of it, would it be plastic? Would it be some type
I
of material? I
I don't
mean,
know, man.
rubber. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Uh, Despite this interest, Meyer was notably secretive about the inner workings of his water fuel cell, citing concerns over intellectual property theft and safety.
Yeah.
Or safety. Meyer often spoke of being under surveillance and receiving threats. Obviously, I mean,
Yeah.
you're nobody. See, the thing too is nobody was able to actually see it up close. Like he showed it, he saw he you would see him testing it, like his car, he would like drive it around and everything like that, but nobody was actually able to like take it apart and put it back together, except for him,
Wow.
his brother, and some of the other scientists I believe that he had working with him.
Wow, man.
So they couldn't like reverse engineer this stuff,
Damn.
right?
Yeah.
um So in interviews, he claimed he had turned down offers of enormous sums of money from oil companies that wanted to buy and most likely shelve his invention.
Yeah.
He believed his life was in danger and was determined to bring his technology to the world despite the risks. Of course, I
Man.
mean,
Okay, hear me out on this. What do you do? Okay, okay. Let's say you're in this position. Do you go, okay, are you at this point, are you in it for the money, or are you in it for the fame? Or like, what is your stake? Are you in it to better humanity? Are you in it to better, like, you for me, real quick, you have to have a cause why you're doing this.
so
Why are you inventing this?
well, look, so with him, on the interviews that I saw with him, it doesn't seem like so much that it's the money, because why get? Eventually, he's gonna be rich. Eventually,
Yeah.
he would have been rich.
Yeah.
So it's not so much of give me all this load of money right now, and I'll let you have it. That's not what it was about. This man, um, he was, from what I can understand, he was like a Christian man, and he was like, this is not, this is for like, he wanted to make sure, he wanted to give this to like everybody. He wanted everybody to like have this. He
Oh
was just like,
man.
I want to do this to like help spread the word. and this is that. I don't. This is not like for himself. This is for like
Everyone, humans,
everybody because
human.
he was like this thing is gonna like stop pollution.
Yeah.
It's clean.
So, so what would you do? What would you if you were in this situation and you were sitting on this information? How do you go about reaching the people you wanted to reach without getting the word out, knowing that really everyone, literally everyone, because even the government has a stake in oil production and manufacturing. So the government's not even the safe one. I mean, when is it ever? But like you can't even trust your own government to start with, right?
Well, no,
So
because you have to assume that the big oil companies have the government
yeah,
in their pockets,
yeah,
or vice versa. So if you're doing anything to disrupt
that
any of their, you know, doings, you're the bad guy,
would
regardless of how much it is to benefit the people and make the world and a whole like better.
well people
You're the bad guy.
yeah, countries and governments don't care about people. Like that's like out the gate, no one cares about people. Like that, people are the virus of a country. That's how countries work, right? Everyone knows that. Like whatever. No one cares about their population. Like I'm sorry, all right. But my thing is, if you were this guy and you had this information and you had to disseminate it, you had to get it out there. How would you do it? And knowing that your days are probably numbered, would you stop researching it? Like for me, I guess what I'm trying to get at, dude, is like it would have to be, I would have to do it if I'm in it for the people and for planet Earth, right? Um, to protect myself, do you go super public with it, make it common for everyone to have it, so that way it's just shared everywhere immediately. So the heat's off of you. Now it's out there for everyone. Now it's like the wildfire is out there. Now the government can't just delete you. Now they would have to
Mhm.
delete a whole bunch of people, like safety in numbers kind of thing. Like put it out there in the like now. I think nowadays, if he came
I
out with
think.
it now,
Well,
holy
remember
shit.
back then it was probably different. I don't. I'd have to assume. Um, if you're gonna
Yeah.
say it like that, it's like how do you? He had his brother. His brother wasn't the engineer that he was.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm sure he probably was just he couldn't even do anything with whatever was left over. You know,
I just
um,
I feel like that's
what he
important.
should have done was probably like really gone public with it and showed he. I mean, but he did show like people. He even explained how it works.
Man.
You know what I mean? I don't know how much more public you can really be without actually taking it apart. But then again, he was afraid like if I show people how it works, somebody's going to copy it, take it, and try to sell it to somebody else. So I guess there were steps that he was trying to take to put it out there in the right way,
Mm,
but he never got the chance.
yeah. Uh-uh. I don't
Um,
know.
so
Same
on
thing with
March,
like, oh, sorry, go.
no, no, go ahead. What?
No, I said that's kind of like what happened to Tesla. If you want to get into it, like he wanted free energy for everyone. And once he started going that route, I'm pretty sure Edison had him knocked off.
I mean,
Like
hey,
you can't be having no free energy for everyone. Someone's got to pay. Someone's got to
Look
make
at it
money.
now. If there was a way for people to get free energy, not go to gas stations or something like that, for the most part, it would look like an accident, or it would look like oh he passed away in his sleep, and probably not
No. No,
because
I just feel like that's once you start working on something like that, and you know your opposition, that's already a death warrant. So you really have to be passionate about the project to continue it to its completion. Like you
well
know
yeah
what you're stepping into. Like,
yeah
hey, I'm about to rock the world with this. So
well he was passionate about it. Um, So on March 20th, 1998, Stan Meyer died suddenly while dining at a restaurant with his brother, Stephen, and two Belgian investors. According to Stephen, Meyer had just taken a sip of cranberry juice when he clutched his throat, ran outside, and collapsed. His final words fueled suspicion of foul play. It said that his last words were "They poisoned me."
Oh yeah,
They poisoned me. And then he did the
and died.
um
Yep.
the official cause of death was ruled as cerebral aneurysm. However, Stephen Meyer and others believe Stan had been assassinated to prevent his invention from disrupting the status quo. This belief was bolstered by the timing. Meyer had been in talks with the Belgian investors about funding mass productions of the water powered car. So there you go. He was going to put this out there. They were going to, I mean, basically, they were like, "All right, let's get it going. This is what we're gonna do." Yes, they're in with it. I'm sure the dinner was more along the lines of, "Look, I have to trust you with this. This is what we're doing." There's no way that he had any kind of documents of how it worked there with him.
Yeah,
It was probably all by word of mouth. It's a gentleman's agreement. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Yes, and takes a sip of this cranberry juice, and that was it.
bro.
I mean, it's pretty convenient that he takes a sip of
Oh,
cranberry juice and then dies.
damn
Uh,
good.
who might have wanted Myers dead? Some point to the oil industry, suggesting that Myers' invention was suppressed to protect corporate profits. Others speculate that government agencies could have been involved, fearing the geopolitical upheaval that a water powered car might cause. There are even theories involving foreign governments or rogue actors who sought to control Myers' technology for their own gain. Following Myers' death, his work largely disappeared.
Hmm.
His lab was dismantled and his prototypes and documents vanished. Some believe these were seized by powerful interests, while others think they were destroyed to prevent further scrutiny. The lack of concrete evidence has only deepened the mystery. I mean,
Bro.
they said that his like it's they but they also said that I guess I think his brother was saying that or like there was reports of it looked like somebody had gone into his lab and was looking for something,
Yeah, bro.
you know?
Like this is. I'm sorry, man. Who didn't want this man dead? This man, like like he was the smart kill of the millennia. Like like I'm not saying like he needed to die. Like think about it. Think about how much shit this man would have caused. Think about how much civil unrest this man and this invention, this technology would have caused globally. Like globally, once you start shifting like powers and set things, right? Set ways of trade and the way things are, once you rock those, your stability of what you know is going to start ripping apart at the seams. And there's going to be a whole new power struggle, which means different kinds of wars, different geopolitical struggles, upheavals, unrest. Bro, this man, as good as his intentions were, was going to lead to so much death.
Well, I don't know if it was going to lead to like that much.
Bro.
But no, no, no,
Mm.
no, no. No, because the only thing that would have done was it would have led to a bunch of he would end up dying anyway. They would have taken him out, and eventually his invention wouldn't last. They'd find some way
No,
to break it
no, no,
down.
but no, what I'm
They're
no, what no, what I'm saying is like he needed to die. He needed to die. Like he needed to die because what happens with an invention in its beginning is it gets improved upon. Once it's in manufacturing, right? It gets improved upon, it gets better and better, right? Once you start taking power away from like the Middle East and that whole trade of oil and fossil fuels, you take the power out of and leverage out of
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, no,
90%
I
of
mean, yeah. Again, he would have died. Yeah, because like I said, even the companies, even the companies here would have got
yep,
rid of him because
yep.
the Exxon doesn't is not. There's no way if you say, oh, well, I can just go and buy a jug of water and put it in my car and fill it up, that it's Exxon's not going to want you to do that.
Your
Same
part
thing, like there'll
fails.
never be solar powered cars that were just going to run on solar power.
Yeah.
It'll never happen. Yeah,
No. No.
I mean, we know that he had not that he had to die, but he was going to die no matter what.
Yes.
It
100%.
wasn't that he had to die. He was going to die no matter what because nobody's going to want that technology outside of his garage.
We the humans are not ready to take a step for the planet or the common good outside of their own gain. I'm positive of it. We will never take a step forward for humankind just for shits and giggles unless someone's getting rich. I am sorry. I'm That's just how I think. And this man, he was just taking money away from people, not putting money in anyone's
Well, no,
pocket.
no, because well, if he would have, if the, come on, man, you have to think about it. If he would have made that happen, there were so many people that would started getting rich. Those Belgian guys that were with him, they would have made a
Oh,
shit ton of money.
yeah.
They would have
But
made a shit ton of money. Then
they would have
everybody else,
rivaled they
come
would have
on, and
rivaled the
then
old
and
heads.
honestly, if that went into like production and it went onto the stock market, people who bought into that would have made a shit ton of money.
It,
Everybody would
it
have
was
got rich.
never going to get that far.
No,
Like
but well, if it did, that's the point. Is if it did, if it went that far, yeah, people. There's so many
and,
people that would have made money, but they
and
were not
that
going to let. They're
shift
not going to let them make money because that's taking money out of Exxon and
and
whatever other
that's
company.
what I'm saying is like that shift right there, that shift of power, that shift of money would have ripped everything apart at the seams. Would have caused so much conflict. So it's like right off the bat, his invention, as good as phenomenal as that is, as ahead of the curve as that would have put
Well,
humankind.
there was also something else that I thought about that I don't think anybody had mentioned, or I heard anyone mention while I was looking through a bunch of this stuff, but I'm going
Mhm.
to get to that at the end. So, conspiracy theorists have latched onto Meyer's story as a symbol of how revolutionary ideas are suppressed. They argue that laws of physics may not be as immutable as we think, and the Myers technology could have worked under principles but not yet understood. Others view Myers as a cautionary tale, a man who either became a victim of his own delusions or was crushed by forces far beyond his or anyone else's control. And some of the theories that people have come up with, or some of the theories that were not people, but like everyone has come up with. Corporate sabotage. One of the most popular theories is that oil companies or automotive corporations orchestrated Myers' death. The logic is simple. His invention posed a financial and existential threat to these industries. If Myers' water powered car went mainstream, demand for oil would plummet, causing billions of dollars in losses. Which is, like I said, if he had gone into that, the money would have shifted to other people's pockets and not their pockets, which would make him obviously a target. But had he had it in production, if he died, it wouldn't matter because then it's in production. They already know how to do it. And then they could have just made it better from there. So they had to get in before it went out
Yeah.
the door.
Yep.
Uh, Another theory suggests Myers' death involved government agencies. National security concerns could explain why his technology was suppressed. A world no longer dependent on oil would destabilize economies and diminish the strategic importance of oil producing regions. Myers' refusal to patent his technology internationally may have also made him a target.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, some said it was because of scientific fraud. Skeptics argue that Myers' technology was a hoax, that his death was purely coincidental. They point to the lack of independent verification of Myers' history of legal battles, including being found guilty of fraud in a 1996 Ohio court case where investors sued him for failing to deliver on his promises.
Hmm.
Or industrial espionage. Some suggest that foreign entities might have been involved. If Myers technology was genuine, acquiring it could provide a scientific strategy advantage or strategic advantage. The presence of the Belgian investors at the time of his death adds an international dimension to the mystery. And who were those? Who were those men? Those, as far as I know, those no one's has ever said like who these people were,
No,
who
they were
these
not. I
investors
I
were.
doubt, I doubt they were Belgium. I bet they were deep state. Some
I
countries deep
mean,
state,
or I
or
mean, they could have been, or they could have been from another country that's like Saudi Arabia. They're not gonna, like I said, they wouldn't want um, somebody coming up with water powered cars so they could lose a bunch of money.
well, they would buy it and shut it up. They would buy it and destroy it. That's what they would do. That's exactly what they would do. Exactly what he was afraid they were going to do. Like buy it and shelve it
Well, yeah,
forever.
but they have to again. He has to die for that to happen.
Yep. Yep.
After Stan Meyer's death, much of his work seemingly disappeared. His laboratory was reportedly ransacked, and many of his prototypes, schematics, and notes were either missing or destroyed. This has only fueled speculation that powerful forces sought to erase all traces of his invention. Stephen Meyer has tried to keep his brother's legacy alive, but without Stan's expertise, replicating the water powered car has proven elusive. Meanwhile, independent researchers and enthusiasts continue to investigate Meyer's claims, though no one has successfully reproduced his results. Whether Stan Meyer was a visionary, a fraud, or a victim of foul play, or or all three, this story continues to captivate the imagination. His water powered car represents the promise of a world free from fossil fuel dependency, a dream that remains tantalizing but out of reach.
Yeah.
Meyer's death serves as a reminder of the challenges faced by disruptive innovators. True or not, his claims challenge us to consider the lengths to which vested interests might go to maintain the status quo. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much his story. So, what do you think? Was Stan Meyer's silence for challenging the global energy order? Or is his story a cautionary tale about the power of belief in the face of scientific skepticism? Whatever the truth, Stan Meyer's legacy endures as a symbol of innovation, controversy, and mystery.
I feel like he was the most wanted man by the worst people for the worst reasons. Like
Look,
like
this is one thing that I thought
he
of.
was like high top tier assassin. Like send the best one. And everyone, it was probably like a UN meeting. They were all like gathered around their little flags and their little, what is it? Their Film Actors Guild meeting. That
Yeah.
little right there, and they're just like, send him. We can't let this man see tomorrow. And everyone,
But you
OPEC,
know what?
Exxon, Ford,
One
all the
one thing that I
countries.
one
Yeah,
thing that I noticed too was that if I don't think he realized how many people, from then till now, how many people would be on this planet. Can you imagine everybody that has a car now using water, trying to get water from all over? We probably deplete the water source by like a
yeah.
bunch,
I
you
want to
know?
know. I want, dude. So I would love to know if, like, pretty much we were just driving around little hydrogen bombs, because then that would be some fun shit too. Like if let's say two water powered cars had a head on collision, would that just be the end of that block?
No,
Like,
no, they weren't hydrogen men. No, they what is it? I think they actually said how what was it? I think he said something. I mean, it's water. It's not like there's
but it's,
no
yeah,
combustion. There's no like if you crash, it would obviously be bad depending on how fast you're going too. But I don't think it would. Think it wouldn't be an explosion like that.
man. My thing is, listen, uh, personally, this is probably the only death that I'm okay with on the channel. Like I think I think it was a good kill. I think it was a good kill. I think it was a good kill. Makes sense. Makes sense for
If it was
if
true,
it's true.
if it
But
was
the
true,
thing is, this man, if he was gonna play fuck around games, he found out. You know what I mean? Like, this is what happens when you make ripples with the cabal of evil. Like all of them. Like you don't do that. You don't do that. Like if I made something that ran on something other than oil, guess who I'm telling? No one. No one. I'm not telling anyone. Right now, I think it would be different if this man invented that thing right now. He could get it everywhere right now in instant. Could you imagine? He could upload that shit to like Reddit. He could put that shit on like TikTok or Instagram,
Yeah.
and it
No,
would be
he actually did explain. He explained how it worked and everything. He took it. He had the little. So it had also something to do with taking out the spark plugs. So the car didn't actually have spark plugs. He had like these. They were kind of like spark plugs that would fit where they would go, and that's what also helped it
hmm,
the car go.
interesting. That's pretty
Yeah,
crazy, man. But I mean,
yeah.
eh,
I mean, I don't know. It'd have been interesting to see if he actually made it. I mean, he supposedly he had a car. He drove it around. He said he was just using water. They even asked him like, "What about if it's too cold outside? Water freezes." He had a cell that you put in there, and it was something. It had something. It was scientific that you put the cell in there. It keeps the water warm. It won't freeze, and up to like
like
so many degrees.
antifreeze.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it wasn't
I
antifreeze.
mean, it could have been.
No, it was like it
Technically,
was like a plastic. It
if
was
it's an
like
antifreeze capsule, it technically antifreezes.
it's not antifreeze. No. So it was like he even showed it. It was like a little. It looked like a little chip, like a long chip. It was like something like that. But he would like stick it in there. He took it out. Man, he showed like a bunch of the
Oh
stuff
my
how it
god!
works.
But dude, I mean, I feel like yeah, this guy's death, it wasn't avoidable. Like from the right off the jump, he was going to die. It's just like, hey, I feel like that's right up there with learning to be a suicide bomber. It's like, hey, you know what I mean? Like it's you're asking for it right there. Like you don't try to go against the global juggernauts of industry and hope to make it out alive. Like it's just not good. It's just not good. Of course, and of course it's poison. Of course it's a, what do they call it? A cerebral aneurysm from
Yeah.
cranberry juice. Like, oh,
Well, they said he died. Well, no, it's not. Well, so if you're gonna look at the report that they said, it was just he basically just had an aneurysm. So it wasn't because of the cranberry juice. They think that he was poisoned and the poison caused it, and it was in the cranberry
holy
juice.
shit!
So people think like, no, he just had an aneurysm and he
And that
died.
was from the autopsy. They that did they do a rush autopsy? Did they quickly cremate him?
They didn't say like how fast it
Oh
went
man,
through, but I mean, you
yeah.
know, his brother thinks he was murdered. Other people think that it was just, it was just his time, and it just so happened to be within
Who
the,
who
you know,
thinks it was just his time though? Like you hear this story, I feel like any sane person says like, "Oh yeah, no, he's dead." Like any sane
well, I
person.
mean, people don't, some people don't believe that he was killed because of what he had. I mean, you have to. I mean, come on, man. Not everyone's gonna think like you think. Everyone's thinking different. So if people are thinking different
Ah,
shit.
man.
People aren't gonna think like, oh, he had to die, or you know.
Well,
If some people are just thinking like maybe it was just his time, maybe he did, but nobody knows for sure because again, they did whatever autopsy they said that it was because of that, and that was that, and nobody was able to say. I guess there was no one to really do an autopsy to see if he was
that's
poisoned.
crazy. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shit. And his brother's not smarter than him. So we're never gonna know. We're never gonna have a water
Well,
engine.
his brother doesn't have any of the. His brother doesn't have any of the. What do you call it? Doesn't have any of the his paperwork.
I wonder if his brother likes to drink cranberry juice.
Not anymore. I wouldn't after that.
Man.
But anyway, so if you guys like it and you guys enjoyed this, let
Yeah.
us know. Give us a thumbs up. You find it interesting, leave a comment, uh hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, do all that stuff. Let us know what you think. What are your theories? Was it because hey, maybe he shouldn't have been messing around with water powered cars, or maybe
Coincidence.
it just so happened that he died. I don't know. Was it assassinated? Very weird story. But hey,
Yeah,
Dan,
man.
thanks again for joining us.
Always fun.
Thank you guys for hanging out. And until next time, everybody, peace.
In a world of shadows and hidden truths, we search for answers, we chase the clues. A podcast of enigma.